2, 1.
In this presentation, we'll be talking about VOP3. This is the program that's talking about Streak Gmail integration. So this is basically the solution that bridges the gap between Boast and Gmail or G Suites. This is what integrates and allows us to have the HRMS system into our new workflow process. It allows us to track the data and it allows us to see the actual pathways for the candidates and also what the coordinator is doing with the candidates. Okay, so what is the HRMS system? HRMS system is basically HR tool that's very similar to CRMS. So like you guys know, there's Salesforce and there's many other different systems out there available online that do CRMS. So CRMS is a workflow process tracking system, kind of similar to what program management is, but in a software format. And what it does, it allows you to track and organize your data and clienteles in sections of where they are in the process. It allows you to assign individuals to certain tasks. It allows you to track and determine how many of your clients or your candidates are in which part of the screening or in the process, and it allows you to have a good overview. And this also does allow you to extract data in a way that you can do analytics on it. So you can go back and analyze the system and process and see where's the longest lead times, where is most of your candidates being stuck for a long time, what errors happen in each section, and it allows analysis to be in a very structured way. Okay, so the objective of the HRMS system is basically to extract data from the VRMS. Our ideal objective was to get it without manual input, but unfortunately, because of the integration process that we discussed in VOP2, the timing of understanding VRMS's limitations and structures and processes will dictate that attribute. We also want to have the ability to run automatic data analytically. So the VRMS system will help us organize it in a way that would happen in process. It wouldn't necessarily be an added step, it would be happening throughout the whole candidate's experience or the coordinator's process. So with that being said, at any point, the objective is at any point of time where we're in process, we can pull the data and see exactly what's happening with that candidate or with that coordinator, and then also assessing our overall data, like I said in the previous slide. Essentially, this is a one step forward for us to basically going towards an automatic system other than a manual, and also obviously to improve our data. Okay, so when we're looking at this, the solution of Slacker, Slacker is basically a G Suite add-on that goes into Gmail. So as we know, Gmail did introduce, or G Suite did introduce a new interface, Inbox. Unfortunately, the Slacker does not work with the Inbox interface. It's only the Gmail. But what it does is integrates a very CRM-based looking interface, and the next slide I'll show you, into your Gmail directly. So that eliminates the ability to go to a different interface. We're still working with a pre-existing Gmail, but we're just adding on additional benefits towards that actual interface. When looking at solutions for the HRMS system, I did want to compare it to a couple of things we looked at. It's called Streak. So Streak is actually the add-on. Streak is basically, let me just verify, make sure. Yep, it's Streak. So sorry. So I have to fix that for you guys. Okay, so that should say Streak on the top. So Streak G Suite add-on. So Streak is our first primary comparison here. This is the one that we're going with. Sorry, my computer tends to do this. 1 second. One second, just bear with me. I should be having it up and running. 1 second. The screen's just switched on me. Okay, there we go. So with the comparison to Streak, we have the Psych and Calendar. So these are two features that are already within the Work apps. The Google apps. And then To-Do List is another add-on that you can add on to Gmail as well. And Apology is one of the apps that we could add on to our Google account. This is one of the Google apps that are available. But like I said in the previous modules, that this is usually not a very good option because it's limited to users. And it also, if you look at the chart, it doesn't meet half of our data tracking needs. So it only has the collaborative aspects, but it doesn't really have our data tracking needs. The same thing with to-do list. To-do list is also very good with collaborations, but it doesn't allow us to track our data accurately and to extract data from it. Sites and calendars, if it's programmed correctly, it does allow us to do the functions of streaks, but it's not cited and it's not integrated in a one-stop area and user-friendly. It's not as user-friendly as Streak. Sites and calendars will require a lot of time and manual input and generation of information, which we're trying to step away from. We want to kind of create an automatic system that's already present, and we just kind of run the candidates and coordinators through that system. Sites calendar, we would have to program the calendar and to still do manual inputs and optimize all the steps. You can imagine what our SOPs will look like. It would be quite extensive with a lot of different steps in it, and I think it would become more of a hindrance to the team than a benefit. Like I said, the workflow tracking capabilities of the site and calendar will become manual. So site is basically an attribute on Google Drive or Google Apps that basically allows you to make that dashboard kind of feel. But you have to go in manually and set it up and make sure all the links. It's a very intricate phase and process. You will be able to do meetings through calendar like we had before, but there'll be a lot of tracking as well. And there's only one part of the overall workflow process that individuals will be running through. And it doesn't allow you to do the data tracking that we would want in the microdata. If we were to want to do it, we would have to extract it, and we have to go through the steps of extracting it into from the calendar. And I've worked with those data sets before, and it's quite hard and tedious, and we would still have to do a lot of manual transferring and organization. So with Streak, it allows you to have all the preset data that you would essentially want in Excel when you're doing the extraction. It allows for easy analysis. We could probably take that same Excel sheet and put it into Google Analytics and probably be able to extract a lot of data from that in that sense. Okay, so this is an example of Streak. This is the sales portfolio. We can easily get the HRMS portfolio. It is quite similar. It's quite beautiful. So it does have an Excel integrated into the Gmail, but you can see it's directly within Gmail. You do have a little update and events tab here to keep in mind. So it tells you what you have to do to say, all type of things. You add this and it keeps a checklist. So this is very important. And then who's responsible for what. So you have the individuals, the user who created it, and all the names associated with it. And you have a time log as well. So that's very neat. Here you can assign, right here, you can assign individuals. So that's easy to check. You just basically have your different systems, and it generates a total of how many people are in each of the phases. You would have your onboarding, your hiring, your recruitment in HRMS system. It has the designated criteria as well. You can have also notes. You put your notes in there, and I think when you click onto the actual interface, you'll be able to see a little bit more. What I'll do is I'll provide you guys with a video demo about how it actually works and more details of that. That video will be linked to this presentation, and you guys can look into it further there.